Hello, my name is Eric, this is Jennifer, and we adopted all three of our kids through New Life Adoptions. Alexander is 15, Eliana is 13, and Ava is 9. So my journey started when I was in high school. I am a cancer survivor, and as a result, couldn't have my own kids. Jennifer and I spent many years going through the process of what do we want to do, looking at other alternative ways to have kids, and we just really felt like God was leading us down the path of adoption. And that's how we got in touch with New Life.
And the neat thing was, once we actually decided on New Life, 9 months later, Alex was born.
I found out I was pregnant when I was 19, and the man who I got pregnant by wanted me to have an abortion, and I didn't, and was kind of on my own as far as that goes. And my parents had some friends that had adopted through New Life. I truly think it was God working in me. I wasn't following him at the time, but I felt his leading to place Alex in a home that had a mom and a dad and a stable home with everything that he deserved and needed.
She called us in labor, which was very special. And she told us that she had chosen us to adopt him. I'm gonna get weepy.
It's pretty cool.
Yes.
It's really hard to be pregnant and pick out a couple that, like, oh, they're gonna raise my child. But Eric and Jennifer really stood out as just down to earth.
For me, I know the heart of the mom is so broken during this time. And she had given Alex to Eric first, and that was a really special thing because for her, she wanted him to have a dad. And so Eric was the first to hold him.
And then I remember getting in the elevator, just the two of us, nobody else, and Alex, and like, we're bringing home a baby.
We found out when he was 2 that he has a rare syndrome called Sanfilippo syndrome. And at the time they said he'd live to 10, but he is now 15. And I always cry, I try not to, but it happens. He's 15, so he's a little miracle, and he's a joy. It's been a tough road, but it's shaped us into who we are today. It's shaped many people.
I love him, and I believe he loves me. He is not able to communicate, but his heart has been so big since he was born, and he has stolen the hearts of so many people over the years. And it was because of Alexander's sickness that I think I was as soft as I was, to just, like, God broke in and was able to do that, I believe, because of the adoption and because of Alexander's sickness and because of just where I was emotionally at that time. But God just really was able to do a work, and I called my mom, and then I called Jennifer, Alexander's mom, and told her that I had been saved.
I did not realize I was pregnant until like 5 months along. And it was a scary situation. I was in a relationship, but it was tragically falling apart. Went to bed one night, and it was one of those God moments. And sorry. Realizing that I was going to deny a family or deny this child a life that she deserved. I realized that I couldn't be that selfish. I couldn't do it any longer. So woke up the next morning and called New Life Adoptions.
The story of Eliana starts with her name, because Eliana means God has answered our prayers. We didn't know about Alex's diagnosis until after Ellie was born. But there is nobody that brought more sunshine into our lives in the first dark days of Alex than Eliana.
She was born right at the same time that they were going through a very dark time with their first son, and so she was really needed in there. And so It was really meant to be.
When I found myself pregnant, I was not in a very good place in life. I was in college. I was probably at rock bottom, and I remember laying in bed one night praying after not praying for a very long time. And I asked God to please help me. I can't get out of this lifestyle. I don't know what else to do. And then I found out I was pregnant shortly after that, maybe a week or two later. But ultimately, he ended up using that to save my life, was me finding out I was pregnant. From the moment I found out I was pregnant, I knew I was pregnant with a girl, and I knew her name was being Ava. And that was something that was important to me, that her name not be changed.
I got a phone call from our social worker who said I was talking to Kelsey, and she has named this baby from as soon as she found out that she was a girl, she had given her a name, and she was really hoping that you would use it.
And the name is?
And she said the name was Ava, and I was like, what? That's my favorite name, so of course.
It's a beautiful name, and it fits her perfectly.
Yes.
We're all a family now. It's not us and the birth moms. We are all together. It's more people that love these kids, and I love Leah, I love Kelsey, I love Kathy, and they're a part of our lives forever.
The only thing that I wanted 13 years ago was a better future for her, which is why I went with New Life Adoptions.
To go into New Life and not be judged and just offered support and counsel and help and love and compassion is just, it's a life changer.
Because of what I did with Ava, she has a better life than what I could have provided. And I think that's gonna just be passed down to her kids and their kids. And I feel like it just has a ripple effect. So I think adoption is a wonderful thing. I think it's beautiful, and God uses it for good.
Well, they teach sacrificial love.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing that they've taught me, is
That's
that
true, very true.
love that they have for their kids is no different than anybody else's love for their kids. And yet they are in a situation that they are giving up what is most dear to them because they know that it's the right thing to do. It's so unselfish, and it teaches
Love, real love.
love, real love. I don't know. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is. Authentic, sacrificial love.
When you're in grief and you're in pain, it's incredibly difficult to make a decision for another human being. And that's what New Life Adoptions does, is it gives you options.
Now I have a husband and 3 children, and I'm expecting number 4, technically number 5, but life is good.
I have found hope because I see the way that Ellie's grown up. I know that I could never give her the life that she has. Eliana is a wonderful girl who is thriving and has 2 amazing siblings and parents who love her and adore her, and she has friends. And I couldn't have dreamed of those things for her 13 years ago.
God came after me, and he saved me, and he rescued Ava. And looking back on my story, God's work is everywhere.